Hey everyone, I'm Suede Wanamaker, and welcome to Cinematic Vault. This is a space for cinematic storytelling, fan-made, reimagined, and brought to life visuals and narration. Every project you see here was carefully written, built around emotion, myth, and meaning. Today we are going over the 17th story in the Godzilla cinematic universe. Now sit back and let the vault open, a story of grief, redemption, and sacrifice. This is Godzilla Legacy of the Monsters, a fan-made film story written by Suede Wanamaker, realized with AI visuals and AI narration.
In a dimly lit hospital room in Tokyo, Royce Hayes sits at his wife's bedside, her skin pale from the final stages of cancer. Outside, the rain falls in silence, but inside, time feels suspended. Hannah barely clings to life, and with a faint smile, asks him not to give up for their son. Royce, once the unwavering soldier, now trembles under the weight of helplessness. Her hand slips from his. He doesn't cry, he just breaks. In the hallway, 13-year-old Jack Hayes watches through the glass, face expressionless as his world unravels. Steve Martin stands nearby, placing a hand on his shoulder. Yumi Takahashi kneels beside him, offering soft words that feel distant and weightless. The boy doesn't respond. A part of him has already vanished, lost in the quiet sound of a heart monitor flatlining in the next room. Far across the globe in the coastal countryside of France, the earth shakes without warning. From the depths of the sea, Godzilla emerges without a roar, without fury, only purpose. His dorsal plates pulse with volcanic rhythm as he marches inland, his presence vaporizing the air itself. At a nuclear power facility, alarms blare and sirens scream as he absorbs energy in waves, his veins glowing molten red. By the time the military scrambles to react, Godzilla is already gone, leaving only scorched ground and silence. At Horizon headquarters, buried beneath layers of reinforced concrete and ambition, a pulse of unease grows. Dr. Arata Miyagi pores over data feeds, showing molecular fluctuations across the Pacific Rim. Radiation levels spike where they shouldn't. Wildlife patterns bend unnaturally. Something unseen is stirring, and Miyagi, long the cautious skeptic, feels the cold whisper of history repeating itself. Leina Kaede, once an understudy, now finds herself at the helm of a fractured research division. She studies the data with tired eyes, unsure if she's leading or merely reacting. The world is changing faster than anyone expected, and in her gut, she knows they are not ready. Not for this. Beneath a hidden complex in the South China Sea, Dr. Ethan Mallory stares into the pulsing, unstable core of his creation. Surrounding him are strands of ancient DNA, some harvested from the site of Gojira's death in 1947, others from deep, abyssal life forms no human was meant to unearth. His team believes they are building a weapon. Mallory believes he is building salvation. Military investors pour funds into Mallory's quiet monstrosity, convinced he can end the kaiju age. He promises precision, control, victory, but behind his eyes is a hunger for legacy, a need to outmatch nature, to rewrite history in his name. In secret, the creature grows. Deep within Mallory's sealed lab, the experiment reaches its tipping point. Pressurized chambers swirl with mutated cells extracted from ancient crustaceans, merged with remnants of the original cell destroyer weapon. The cells begin replicating on their own, rejecting containment, bonding with irradiated plankton and abyssal DNA. The result is unstable, pulsing, alive. Seconds later, containment fails. Lights flicker. Glass ruptures. Screams echo. Surveillance goes dark. By the time the facility is found, nothing remains but slag, gore, and an escape tunnel burrowed deep into the earth. Destroyah is loose. In the underbelly of Hong Kong, lights flicker and die. A wave of blackouts plunges the city's lower districts into darkness. Sewage tunnels collapse. Men vanish. And then from beneath it rises, screaming, violent, incomprehensible. Destroyah bursts forth in a shower of concrete and flesh, a crimson nightmare born of mutation and entropy. The first strike is swift. Buildings disintegrate, streets buckle. Civilians dissolve in an instant as Destroyah's cellular being tears through matter itself. It isn't a creature, it's a collapse given form. Raw, blind vengeance for a poisoned world. During a desperate emergency inspection, Dr. Miyagi is caught in the chaos. A shock wave sends her flying through glass and steel. Bloodied and broken, she is airlifted from the scene, slipping in and out of consciousness. Her time with Horizon is over. Her warnings too late. With Miyagi down, the burden falls on Leina Kaede. She assumes control with shaking hands, ordering mass civilian evacuations and initiating the Veins Protocol, a last resort study into the creature's biology. Her voice is calm. Her eyes betray the storm within. In secure labs deep beneath the surface, Dr. Fujimoto and Dr. Takashi Ito begin dissecting what little genetic data they can collect from Destroyah's residue. What they find terrifies them. Unstable, adaptive cells capable of regeneration and separation. The creature is not one being. It is thousands, acting in unity, and death only makes it stronger. The government calls in veterans. Royce Hayes, lost in grief, returns to the world of conflict with dead eyes and clenched fists. He says little, he feels less, but when he sees the footage of Destroyah, something inside him ignites. A quiet fury that maybe, just maybe, could replace the pain. Marvin Red Tate joins him, the old comrade still carrying a spark of humor in the face of doom. He watches Royce closely. He sees the weight the man carries. He doesn't try to fix him. He just walks beside him. As the truth of Destroyah's creation leaks, the world recoils. Protests flood the streets. News outlets scramble to lay blame. And Dr. Ethan Mallory vanishes, slipping through the cracks as his creation levels the skyline of Hong Kong. The horror grows more complex. Destroyah splits apart. Crab-like swarms spill into subway tunnels, while the winged monstrosity hovers above skyscrapers, shrieking. Each piece is alive, each limb regenerating. The city becomes a war zone of shifting, mutating terror. Then the oceans churn, steam rises, and with a sound like the earth itself cracking open, Godzilla returns. His body glows brighter than ever before, his movements slower, more deliberate. The energy within him is unstable, pulsing, dangerous, beautiful. Godzilla arrives at the edge of the city. Destroyah turns. The two forces meet in a clash that shakes the planet. Nuclear fury against cellular death. Their blows leave craters. Their screams echo for miles. From the smoke, a second roar splits the air. Junior arrives, taller, bulkier, and determined. He rushes into battle beside his father, beams tearing into Destroyah's outer shells. Together, they begin to push the monster back. But Destroyah adapts. In a flash of blood-red energy, he strikes Junior through the chest with a jagged lance of molecular destruction. The younger kaiju collapses, smoke rising from his wound. For a moment, the world holds its breath. Godzilla stares down at his son, motionless, broken. The glow in his chest intensifies. His dorsal plates blaze with fire. A deep, guttural cry rises from within him, not of rage, but of sorrow. Back at Horizon, Fujimoto and Ito present their only plan, to create a synchronized pulse weapon that will disrupt Destroyah's regeneration. But the weapon needs power, far more than any reactor can offer. Only Godzilla could fuel it. But he is already dying. Royce Hayes volunteers. Horizon prepares a specialized aircraft carrying a radiation surge core. He says goodbye to Red with a nod and places a letter in a sealed box addressed to Jack. He never expects to return. As Godzilla struggles to rise again, Royce flies into the storm. His jet descends low as flames erupt all around. With precise timing, he ejects the core and crashes directly into Godzilla's dorsal plates, completing the circuit. The sky turns white. Godzilla rises, reborn in brilliance. His entire body glows white-hot, lava-red cracks pulsing across his flesh like veins of a dying star. The ground beneath him melts. The sky above ripples. Empowered by Royce's sacrifice, the king of the monsters becomes something mythic, a final storm to end the cycle of ruin. He lunges at Destroyah with unstoppable fury. The city vanishes behind plumes of fire as they collide once more. Every blast from Godzilla carves deep into the creature's body. Every strike weakens the regeneration. But it's still not enough. Back at Horizon, Fujimoto and Ito activate the resonance disruptor. A pulse of harmonic radiation floods the battlefield, destabilizing Destroyah's core. For the first time, the creature stumbles, its body flickering, its scream fracturing into chaos. Godzilla seizes the moment. His chest glows brighter than ever before. He opens his maw, and from deep within comes not a beam, but a pulse, a nuclear wave that warps the air and bends the sky. It surges through Destroyah, burning cell from cell, tearing the monster apart on a molecular level. Destroyah thrashes, wings shattering, claws melting into ash. His scream is primal and endless as he begins to disintegrate. First the limbs, then the wings, then the horned head, until nothing remains but floating embers carried on the wind. The battlefield falls silent. Godzilla stands alone, his body now flickering with overexerted energy. His dorsal plates crackle, but his breathing slows. His time has come. He turns toward the ocean, toward peace. As he walks, Godzilla Jr. stirs. Wounded and scorched, he watches his father pass. Their eyes meet one last time. It's not a farewell, it's an inheritance. At the shore, Godzilla takes one final step into the surf. His body begins to crack apart, radiant light pouring from within. He does not roar. He does not struggle. He simply stops. Then, in a silent flash, he dissolves into light, and the sea swallows it whole. In the quiet aftermath, Hong Kong lies in ruins, but still standing. Ash drifts across the horizon. Rescue teams move among shattered towers and broken roads. Horizon begins rebuilding, but the world it returns to is forever changed. Dr. Leina Kaede stands at a temporary command post near the shoreline. Miyagi, in a wheelchair beside her, smiles faintly. With a deep breath, she accepts leadership of Horizon, not to control monsters, but to understand them, and to never repeat the mistakes of men like Mallory again. Far from the rubble, Steve Martin and Yumi Takahashi return to Tokyo with Jack Hayes. In his lap sits the final message from his father, an old recording device flickering to life with a soft crackle. He listens alone. His father's voice is calm, clear. Royce speaks not of glory or revenge, but of hope. For Jack, for the world, for something better than fear. The boy listens in silence, the weight of it all washing over him. Jack doesn't cry. He steps outside into the fading sun and watches the sky. There are no words left in him, only the understanding that something greater has passed through his life and left behind a purpose. Somewhere offshore, Godzilla Jr. limps along the shoreline, the ocean spraying softly against his wounds. The sky glows with leftover radiation, and as he breathes, his body begins to absorb it. The energy that once killed is now drawn into him, not to destroy, but to endure. Junior's bioluminescence surges gently, not violently. His dorsal plates flicker blue, no longer green. He pauses at the water's edge, looks back at the land one last time, then disappears into the deep, carrying the legacy into tomorrow. Beneath the ocean, light trails follow him. Subtle ripples of energy he absorbed from his father's final pulse. He is no longer just the son of a monster. He is the future of something new, something learned, something evolved. In the silence, the camera drifts across Hong Kong's skyline, burned but standing. Life flickers back on in broken buildings. A flower grows from cracked pavement. Somewhere a child laughs. The world is wounded but not lost. Jack Hayes' voiceover.
They say the world keeps turning after loss. But when you're 13 and you've just lost everything, it feels like it should stop. My mom fought until the end. My dad, he chose to go out fighting. Not for glory, not for revenge, but for me. People talk about heroes like they wear capes. My dad wore scars. He was broken, but he still believed in something. In a world where monsters could be more than what we made them. He saved everyone, but now he is gone. And I'm just a kid, without a mom, without a dad, but with a reason to be better than we were. Dr. Mallory thought he could control destruction. He died in the ashes of what he made. My dad died so we could have something left to build from. So this isn't the end. It's the start of something new. For him, for her, for all of them. Godzilla, Legacy of Monsters. The fire that forges the future. If you enjoyed this journey into forgotten legends and untold worlds, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell so you never miss a new upload. Thank you for stepping into the vault where every story leaves a mark.